Welcome back to the Endgame Show. We are in a much different state right now because, one, I want to give my condolences and just kind of want to let anybody who is feeling some type of way today on behalf of the news of LiL PEEP's death, as well as myself in that camp included. I don't want to talk about the culture around it necessarily, but I do think that this should be a point of reflection of where the hip-hop industry is going, and knowing us at Constant Rotation, it would be irresponsible of us, I feel like, if I didn't at least say something, because that is how this brand got founded upon. If you are just a fan of us on the Endgame Show or just the Endgame's channel, this whole endeavor was started by myself in this room, with the help of Alex as well and other peers in my life. And it's one of those things where it was also started from a dark time in my life, and my love of hip hop is what kind of helped me get out of that funk. And my love of podcasts and my love of broadcast is kind of what helped me get to the point where I am today, where I don't feel like I am down in the dumps as much. But it happens, and it happens to all of us. And at least now I think through this, people can look at that idea and that topic in a different light, and view how people cope with those negative feelings and negative situations. In some cases, it's drugs. In some cases, it's sex. In others, it's reading books. Some are obviously more harmful than others, so that's where the problem lies. And, yeah, rest in peace to someone who I believed very firmly was going to be on top of the fucking game in this time next year. His trajectory was insane, man. Like, that guy had an understanding of melody that some people, I don't think, understood and wrote it off like as bad melody, but it was, I think, next level. Very much. Great shit. Go check it out if you haven't. LiL PEEP, that being. I know a lot of people, I've been seeing comments and threads saying like, this is a terrible way to find great music, and I think it's going to be something that we look back on as like a founder of a whole new genre, and that's very cool. Yeah, he turned something negative into a positive. And that's what we try to do here on the Endgame Show every single week, live on Wednesdays at twitch.tv/concertation, bit.ly/andgames, ANDGAMESYT. That is our YouTube channel. Or you could try and type in Andgames in that search bar, and hopefully we'll pop up. We don't have a custom link yet, so it makes it kind of hard to find us, so we make that custom bit.ly link. Or you can just go on to @andgames, ANDGAMES on Twitter. And yeah, you'll see all those links that I just said in our bio, and you can find it that way. It's a little bit more easier, a little bit more catered to you. A lot of news are coming out. We have Battlefield 2 dropping tomorrow, or tonight, I guess, in about an hour and a half at certain GameStops or Walmarts or Kohl's, apparently, because they're putting out Black Friday ads, as we talked about on last episode. Normally, I have a co-host with me. I do not have the chat open live, by the way, so I'm sorry if you guys are commenting and I'm not seeing that. Hopefully, Ruffum can kind of give me a recap once I'm able to tune into that. I'm kind of just doing this on the fly. Normally, one guy is a lot easier, so I'm going to be doing this solo show so that we don't really miss a show, because life's pretty crazy for both of us right now. We're both in the middle of some important shit at work, year end, getting that holiday season, so it's a little bit more slow, so you're trying to get as much money out of the people as you can. With Alex, it's the opposite. I work in a different industry, but Alex is like at peak season, I guess, right now, so he's definitely making some moves on that front. But enough of the rigmarole. Sorry for that opening 5 minutes. I'll hopefully put something in the description that'll tell you when this whole thing starts, actually. So let's get into some news, guys. First up on the list, as far as what Alex has catered for me, because Alex is the true man, not Truman, but the true man. Let's do this. Overwatch's newest hero has been revealed. Let's do this, boys. Overwatch's newest hero, Moira, is now available for everybody. The Xbox One and PC game 26 hero is now playable. That's crazy. I used to be super into Overwatch when it first dropped, but I wasn't as into it as it kept going. I got into different games, different times, and it was just hard for me to go back. But when I did go back with playing with Alex and his friends, because he's super into that game, like he gets super competitive with the seasons and stuff. I want to partake one day, because like I said, every time I was going to say is like every time I go back to that game, it's as good and even better every single time. And it's the same gameplay loop, so it's not like I miss too much. If you know it, then you kind of can come back to it. It's really good replayability, and that's why it's so successful. That's why you can have fucking 26, I believe. Yeah, 26 playable heroes. So this is some of the gameplay right here, but let's get into the details. Following her release from testers earlier this month, Overwatch's newest hero, Moira, is now available to all players across PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Next time you boot up Overwatch, you should see Moira available as the game's 26th character. Moira is mainly a healer. Her principal, sorry if I'm mispronouncing her name, by the way, her principal attack is the biotic grasp. It sprays a cone of energy that heals teammates in range. Her alternative fire is a beam that attaches to the nearest enemy, taking their health and dealing damage. Check out our in-depth video. Yeah, fuck you, no. But anyways, that's very cool for anyone who is super into Overwatch. I'm going to get into the next story because it does pertain. JK, he put it twice. Watch out. Alex is going crazy with this shit. This week, Xbox One deals and game sales are announced. What looks good to you? The latest weekly lineup of deals on Xbox Live has been revealed. The list of deals for Xbox One and Xbox 360 is not that all expensive, though there are some deals to be had ahead of the rush of sales coming as part of Black Friday. Xbox One discounted games: World of War shooter Verdun, $10. The superhero action game Deadpool, $12.50, which I heard actually got taken off of Steam last weekend. So if you can pick it up in a physical copy, don't let them take their licenses away. That's Disney doing the same shit that they did to what was that shit called? Marvel Heroes, which we will talk about in a little bit. 1 month subscriptions to DC Universe Online is $11, but that shit's ending the first of next month or next year. So do not really, I don't think you'll get too much out of it. But if you haven't experienced, there's a bunch of content in there. Additionally, Sherlock Holmes: The Devil's Daughter is discounted to $18.50. It's really weird not to have Alex here to at least talk to him a little bit. On Xbox 360, quite a few Sonic games are on sale this week. Sonic Free Riders, which is a game that I loved as a kid. Man, Free Riders, that was the board. I never played Free Riders 2. That might be fun to just play super drunk one weekend. Sonic Generations, $10. Sonic Unleashed, $10. You can go to Major Donaldson as always to find the good shits. The good shits meaning all the detailed games that we got here. The new games with Gold's titles are available right now. Xbox One Tales from the Borderlands Episode 1 through 5 are available for free, while Trackmania Turbo is also still a freebie on Xbox One. The Xbox 360's Dreadfall Adventures is free as well, and this title plays on Xbox One through backwards compatibility. You can use the links below, which you can find all on GameSpot's article, which is literally titled New Free Xbox One Games with Gold Titles Available Now. But here's the actual list. Tales from the Borderlands 1 through 5, Trackmania Turbo, Xbox One, Xbox 360, you get Deadfall Adventures. Are you happy? Are you happy? Are you? Is that a yes? I hope so. If you do not know, the Endgame Show is usually hosted by two people, but sometimes we have mishaps here. And it looks like all the news was accidentally recycled. Not recycled, but it looks like the links didn't actually paste when he was clearly trying. Like, it looks like a lot of the same links came through. I do not know why that is, but I'm going to still be the showrunner without my friend Alex, who I miss very deeply. If anyone's seen Alex, let me know. Text me, tweet at me. Fuck. Has anyone seen Alex? All right, our next story. Disney shuts down Marvel Heroes, which is what I was alluding to with the whole Deadpool licensing thing. There's been an update to this story since it first dropped on Kotaku.com. Cecilia Dionisio says, today, Marvel, under Disney, said that it is ending its relationship with Gazillion Entertainment, who makes Marvel game, or who makes a Marvel game called Marvel Heroes. In an email, a Marvel representative wrote, "We regret to inform our Marvel Heroes fans that we have ended our relationship with Gazillion Entertainment and that the Marvel Heroes games will be shut down. We would like to sincerely thank the players who joined the Marvel Heroes community and will provide any further updates as they become available." Released in 2013 for PC, Marvel Heroes is sort of a Marvel Diablo style game, MMO. It's free-to-play game that sells playable characters like Spider-Man, Squirrel Girl, and Storm, a lot of different random ones like Spider-Gwen and all that good stuff, and costumes for them. Earlier this year, the game ported to PS4 and Xbox One. Marvel Heroes players knew the game's developers might be in dire straits when over the past month the studio stopped talking about the progress on the game. Developer Gazillion missed 4 of its weekly community updates, plus the game's Halloween event and upcoming Thor Ragnarok movie tie-in. In content, something the community expected, fans also noticed that 2 community managers seemed to disappear from the forums. On October 27th, the game was slated to release the Gladiator Thor pack. 1 current and 2 former Gazillion employees confirmed to Kotaku that within a year of the game's launch, there was at least 3 rounds of layoffs. A current employee and a former employee told Kotaku that this year, several individuals who work on the game were asked to not come into the office. One current employee who wished to remain anonymous said that over the past 2 to 3 months, he had been developing features for the game, but was not confident that they would eventually get implemented. That's terrible, man. That's awful. Let's get into the update. In a tweet, Marvel Heroes team has announced that the game servers will shut down after December 31st, 2017, and that they are now removing the ability for players to buy things in the game. We're sad to inform our players and our entire Marvel Heroes family that Marvel Heroes Omega will be shutting down. We will be staying on until December 31st, 2017, and we'll be removing all real money purchases as soon as possible. Players will be able to play the game entirely for free once this sunset period commences. We will share the exact date things will go completely free as soon as we can. We've had the privilege of entertaining and collaborating with our players for over 4 years. We're extremely humbled by that privilege, and we wanted to get this message out. Thank you. Thank you to our players, our timeless employees, and everybody involved in the life of Marvel Heroes. Marvel Heroes 2015, Marvel Heroes 2016, and Marvel Heroes Omega. And God we trust. No, sorry, I didn't mean to get all weird. But I think that's interesting, not because they're shutting down. I think that we can kind of assume that when you have a giant figure-headed company at the top of these things, and when licenses, like they said, like it was probably far in development as well as implementation, if not released, before it was announced that Disney bought Marvel. So there's contracts intact and you could buy these people out of their contracts, but when it's something like this, it's more of just a money driver in the end. Like, what, I don't see the harm in something like this going on, but as the Marvel wheelhouse is starting to turn out, and as we've had these announcements in the past year that they're trying to more figurehead their titles, as far as they're trying to put all the Marvel games under a certain tie-in storyline, from what I can understand through recent press statements and through them partnering with Crystal Dynamics and the whole Ubisoft, right? Is it? I think it's Ubisoft that's doing that whole Avengers game. Let me know, Ruffum. Text me if you can, because I still don't have the chat up. But they announced this Marvel game, and they're trying to do these tie-in things, it seems like, with a more streamlined focus, maybe not canon, but at least quality and consistency as far as relatability with the characters on face value, as well as just the understanding that these superheroes are kick-ass nowadays. Like, but put that in the games world, because it's already working in the movies world. It's already working in the Netflix world. It's comics, have been going on forever. Go read comics, kids. But the games really have been lacking. And now with the Spider-Man game on the PlayStation, and with this new thing, you kind of look at these Marvel Heroes style games where they're like, well, we don't have that much control over this. They're throwing Squirrel Girl in there. Do we really want to have people's first introduction to Squirrel Girl be like through something that we really don't have that much control over because it was already implemented, or something like that? Like, that whole idea isn't something that would probably entice a company like Disney, when they can probably make an MMO themselves with someone else, if not already in development, and just make it better, or make it their way, or use the characters that they want, or monetize it the way that they need to, or tie in however they please. So it's sad to see these employees. Anthony Gallegos, he is one of the greatest. He's one of the greatest weirdos as far as podcasting goes. If you don't listen to the Comedy Button, he used to be one of the hosts on there. He's the founder of that company. He still pops in, you know, once every couple months, and he's very fucking funny, man. He works for that company. He's a game developer there, so I feel for him. I feel for his peers, and I hope that we can all take a lesson to learn about this. What I do want to add as a side note is that I find it interesting that DC Universe Online and Marvel Heroes are both gonna disband basically on the same day, like two previously existing properties of IPs that are trying to do something different with their games. I assume Rocksteady's working on something DC tied in. I heard, not heard, but I heard someone like shout it out as like just a quip on a podcast. I think it was like Beyond or something, and someone was like, what if they were working on a Harry Potter game? And I was like, damn, use that WB license to work, man. Warner Bros has hella stuff. I think Warner Brothers owns about like 80% of all media content, as well as like IP and stuff when you really look at the map. So that's pretty insane if that's true. Someone again threw that out there when the whole Fox being bought by Marvel, and or not Marvel, but Disney was getting thrown out there, and might still happen. People were worried like, well, they own too much, and it's like, well, no, if you still look at it right now, like Warner Brothers owns most of everything, so that's still incorrect, sir. Thank you. I'm gonna get into that Battlefront 2, and luckily we just dropped some great new news as far as what's important for the kids, you know. This is coming by way of Kotaku again. If there's really any site that I would point everybody to, it would be Kotaku. They've just been killing it, man. EA is temporarily pulling the microtransactions from Star Wars Battlefront 2, a shocking move that comes after days of zealous fan anger just hours before the official launch of the game. We hear you loud and clear, so we're turning off all the in-game purchases. Rose Oscar Gabrielson, GM of Battlefront 2 developer DICE. In a blog post this evening, we will now spend more time listening, adjusting, balancing, and tuning. This means that the option to purchase crystals in the game is now... The option to purchase crystals in the game is now offline, and all progression will be earned through gameplay. The ability to purchase crystals in-game will become available... Wow, sorry guys. Will become available at a later date only after we've made these changes to the game. We'll share more details as we work through this. Previously, you could spend real money on crates and crystals that allow you to... Sorry, I don't know why I just died. But let you spend real money on crates and crystals that allow you to improve your gear and get better at the game. A system that veered dangerously close to the pay-to-win waters. Wow. Controversy over Battlefront 2 has been swirling for weeks now, but peaked over the weekend after early access players discovered that the game's heroes could take dozens of hours to unlock, a process that you could expedite by spending money to buy loot crates and all credits. On Monday, EA cut the cost of all heroes, but the damage had been done and was exasperated by widespread confusion that whether EA had also cut the numbers of credits you'd receive from playing the game. This week, it seemed like the only thing video game players wanted to talk about was Battlefront 2's various methods of making you pay extra money. The rage led to the most downvoted Reddit comment of all time and even hit mainstream press, with a CNN article today proclaiming that the new Star Wars video game is under attack. Damn. That's coming by way of Jason Schreier, always doing great things. So I think this is deserving of a round of applause for everybody who even just put out a tweet and wasn't putting death threats and just kind of tried to be constructive about this, because I think that's what we were overwhelmingly doing by just, you know, passive aggressively just downvoting that fucking comment to shit to show them that we weren't going to take their EA PR nonsense, man, because it's like they do the same thing every time. I mean, every company has to do this. We saw this with all these sexual allegations against all these people in Hollywood. Is like the one consistency with almost everybody was that, like, they weren't really owning up to it. And if they did, they had like a PR spin around it. And it was just like, okay, dude, but you're still gross. And like, we don't want you here. So it's like one of those things that, I don't know. It's one of those things where change is important in all aspects of life. And we're talking about fucking video games that don't even matter, really, if you want to be honest. Like, they're nothing. But when something like this goes down and then you see a community rile together in a way that is like, hey guys, we're not going to stand for this, and we're not going to let this just exist, and we're just going to have to pay this money to be good at the game, or we're going to have to just play these hours and hours. You're still going to have to play hours and hours. From what I can understand from what they're saying is that, hey, it's still going to take this long to progress. And I think everyone's okay with that as long as everyone does that. And I bet there's like a very small fraction of people who are so pissed that because they're ready to unload fucking $700 tonight just in microtransactions for that game. There's the whales out there, man. And the whales are not... They're a very, 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 very small minority in like the overwhelming numbers of people who play most games, like, or all games, who have microtransactions, those free-to-play society and all that good stuff, as far as the mobile space. But I don't think that they're even the vocal minority where they're the ones who are like, no, we need to pay the money. Why are you taking this from me? I don't think there's enough of them to really say something. But when you have those numbers on a spreadsheet and you're in an executive meeting and you're in running a multi-billion-dollar business, you are most definitely trying to always make money. Like, that's the hardest thing, like, that we experience with this company, is that like creativity over monetization, and we make little to no monetization on this thing, and it's completely fine with me because I'm just very happy just doing my thing, making my weird videos on the Now Annotation channel on YouTube, or just dicking around on the Endgame show on twitch.tv every single Wednesday at 6 p.m. PST. You get the gif of what I'm saying, is that money is going to drive all these companies to make their decisions in the end, unless you have someone like a CD Projekt Red who's basically ran by like the Saints, like not the Saints, the football team, who are playing extremely well this season, but the just very like heartfelt, like goody two shoes people with very high morals. Like, they send thank you letters in their games, and you're just like, oh, like, I don't even get that thank you letter from, like, you know, my boss at the end of the year or some shit. No shade, I'm just using that as an example. But yeah, I don't know, there's one of those things where we just powered change, and it's kind of hard for me to wrap my head around it because this game's about to drop in an hour, and I'm going to play it hopefully tomorrow, even though Amazon's saying that they're going to fuck me up and deliver it on Tuesday, even though it says I pre-ordered it. Just throwing that out there, and it's coming 4 days late. Amazon, what the fuck? Don't make me join the Andrea Renee's of the world. Andreas. Damn it. No, but I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that we just powered change in a way that's not only like going to save us money, but also going to make the developers put more work into their game. And it's not only just developers, it's fucking EA. And that's like a company who's trying so hard right now to, I mean, they haven't done a good job this year, but the past like few years before that, they were doing a great job as far as like, hey, I know you guys voted us the worst company in the US or wherever in the world, or 2 years in a row we're the worst company ever that exists right now, and that's terrible when you have like Comcast and terrible other companies, you know what I mean? It's pretty crazy that EA is the one that everyone's singling out. So you would imagine that they would try their best to avoid that. And they did a great job the past like 2015, 2016, after 2013 and 2014 where they got voted. 2015, 2016, they're doing all these like, it's for the gamers. We have EA access, and here's a game with some yarn, and it's made by a guy, and we love indie games. Don't think we don't. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, I guess. You're a liar, but no, but it's crazy that they made a decision that one adds more work and that causes them to kind of play heel, or not play heel, but heel, you know, like a dog does. I'm fucking excited, dude, because
I'm not going to have to face no fucking Darth Vader. That's the real thing. I don't have to face no Darth Vader in this multiplayer. That's brilliant. I do not mean to rush this whole episode to shit, but I got a Justice League movie to see. And I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who tunes in and watches this. We appreciate you. And again, not to go back into this dark, video game related thing. If you are struggling with mental health issues or substance abuse issues, we're always here for you, me and Alex included. Alex ain't here today. Love him. He loves you. I love you. And you're not alone. And that if you don't feel comfortable coming to us, I hope you feel comfortable going to somebody else, because it's important, and that you're never alone, man. Yeah, and this is the Endgame Show, live every single Wednesday on twitch.tv/consultation, at Endgames on Twitter, NNDGAMES. I'm Garrett Zentgraf, at YOGRRTT on Twitter, YOGRRTT. You can find this show later on in audio form on soundcloud.com/consultation, the Consultation Podcast Network, on pretty much every single podcast network there is, as well as Stitcher. Yeah, that's a thing. We're there. So thank you guys again. Have a great rest of your Thursday as well as the weekend. Look out for these breakouts. If you missed the earlier parts of the show, go ahead and subscribe to us. We appreciate you